I'm gonna share with you how to make meringue baskets, and I'll show you how to make meringue that doesn't melt. If you had that problem before, your meringue melts within hours, I'll show you how to fix it and you'll never have this problem again. This is my secret, so we'll need to use white sugar. If your sugar is cream, yellow, light brown, or any other color, don't use it. We'll need pure white sugar. I know a lot of people use organic sugar, but if it's not white, you can't use it for meringue because your meringue will melt on you, so try white sugar. I do recommend to measure ingredients because proportions are 1 to 2. We're going to use double amount of sugar to the egg whites. Every egg will measure differently, so it's best to know how much you add. Your bowl and all the tools that you will be using must be clean. There should be no oil, and if you're not sure, you can wipe it with vinegar. Vinegar will dissolve any oil that it might have. Also, it's so important to separate your egg whites from the egg yolk very carefully. You can't add any egg yolk at all. I added 6 eggs, which was 194 grams. And then you'll simply measure double amount of sugar, 388 grams, which is about 1 2/3 cup. I'll add a pinch of salt to the egg whites. Salt will unwind the protein strands in the egg whites and it will speed up the mixing process. Mix on high speed until white and fluffy, and then you'll reduce the speed to medium-low and add the sugar very slowly, about half of a teaspoon at a time. You can add about half of a tablespoon of lemon juice to improve flavor, but I don't recommend to add anything else because meringue is very delicate. Mix on high speed until stiff peaks. Okay, this is soft peak, it's not done yet. And this is stiff peak, this is how it should look. You also don't want to overmix it, so keep on checking every few minutes. Another test that you can do is get a little bit of meringue and rub it between your fingers, and you should feel no sugar crystals. Sugar should be almost dissolved completely. I like to use open star piping tip because those ridges, they will help the meringue to stay in place. Transfer meringue to a piping bag. I get asked a lot where I got this stand, but this is just a stand from coffee cups, but it's very convenient. I always use it. The meringue will melt with time, so don't let it rest. You have to pipe it right away. Pipe the base first and then about 3 rings around the base. Bake at 230 degrees Fahrenheit for about 3 hours, but I'll show you how to check. This is 2 hours later, and I'm gonna get a toothpick and check if it's wet or dry inside. And you can see some liquid on the toothpick. It should be dry completely. If you take it out before it dries completely, it might melt on you. And also you can see some liquid inside the basket, so it's definitely not done yet. And this is when it's done. It was in the oven for about 3 hours and 20 minutes. It should be dry completely. For the filling, I'm mixing half of a cup of heavy whipped cream and about 1 tablespoon of condensed milk. I usually make the filling ahead of time and store it in the fridge in this piping bag. I like the meringue to be very crispy and fresh, so I usually decorate them right before I serve them. If you use the right sugar, if you measure your ingredients and you whisk the egg whites until stiff peaks and dry them up completely, they shouldn't melt, and with the cream they can last at least 24 hours. I hope this was useful and you enjoyed watching this. Give me a like if you did, subscribe for more, and I'll see you again soon.